In today's video, we will talk about a creature that was once banished into the night forever. This being is still wandering in the dark night after night, just looking for its next prey. In the depths of the Navurian jungle, where only a few brave adventurers risk to go, this being likes to hunt everything that dares to enter its realm. We are talking about the story of the more apocalyptic parts of the Holy Book, written by Sepharas, an old sage who spread religious teachings hundreds of years ago. The sad legend is about the Star Strider, an apex predator unlike any other, a being whose splendor and beauty is only surpassed by its cruelty. Before the first book was written, the first words were spoken and the first sword was waved, there was a great war between the gods of the world, a destructive war between Avenal and her brother Tanut, as well as his lover Raja. It is written that at the end of this war, and weakened by the hundreds and thousands of battles, the goddess of light and life, Avenal, sacrificed half of all days and created the night. The night became a gate into another world, without light, without life. A perfect prison for a god, or maybe two of them. With her last powers, Avenal split Tanut and Raja from their divine bodies and banished their souls into the eternal night. But blind as she was in the dark, Avenal couldn't leave her enemies unguarded. So she stepped out one of her eyes and turned it into the moon, so she could watch over her dangerous prisoners. But still, the night was too dark and way too dangerous, and so Avenal formed the stars out of the inner light of her most loyal and powerful believers, and so they became the first holy guardians, the first eternal soldiers in the ranks of the army of eternal light, who would watch over the divine prison and would fight back the nightly terrors. Yet there was another thing to consider. Tanut, the brother of Avenal, was known for his trickery and deviousness, as he was both sharp and wise alike. And so he created a being woven from the darkest shadows the nights had to offer. This being was destined to steal the stars from the sky, one by one. So, since these ancient days, the Star Striders were born and have been wandering around the jungles of Navuria, only to swallow all stars until the end of time. And so it became the duty of every loyal believer in Navuria to hunt down the Star Strider and to live a life according to Avenal's teachings. Because only in this way it would be certain that one would be considered worthy enough to become a warrior in the holy ranks of the army of eternal light. Every star that disappears is yet sign of another holy soldier that falls victim to the power of Tanut and his creations. And so the eternal army of Avenal becomes weaker and weaker day by day, but Tanut gets stronger with every night. Because nothing feeds the god of night more than the powers of a human soul, the so-called Weltengeist. But it is written in the old text that one day Tanut will crave for more than just human souls. And on this day, when the last stars will fall from the sky, he will make his last move. It is said that he will eat the last light that is seen in the sky, and so the eternal light and the ever-burning sun will vanish and marks the beginning of the eternal night. However, before this will happen, all living warriors of Avenal will rise up against the horrible creations of Tanut and his allies. And so it started, and so it will end, the last battle between the gods, which will mark the end of all life. Coming back to the Star Strider, it is said that a newborn Star Strider is born with only pitch black fur. But with every star and every soul it consumes, a new shiny star is added to its night sky black fur. And destined since the beginning of time, the Star Striders wander into the jungle every night and climb the highest of all trees, only to steal the stars from the night sky. And as it is written, night after night Tanut becomes stronger and more powerful, and day by day we are getting closer to the end of everything. But Fortunately, the rich and influential people of the Navurian Empire consider the fur of the Star Strider as a symbol of power, prestige and social status. Because after all, if this weren't the case, no one would dare to go that deep into the jungle to hunt this legendary and deadly creature at night. And even if the hunt for the Star Striders means death for most of the people, there are some skilled hunters and merchants who have come to enormous glory and wealth through hunting these beings. There are some stories about the most famous of all hunters, the family of Zeruval. They are considered to be masters of hunting in general and have been the main supplier for all kinds of furs for hundreds of years, but especially they are known for hunting the Star Striders and being one of the only big suppliers for these prestigious furs. If nevertheless an inexperienced hunter dares to go into the jungle with only a few companions and they go on a hunt at night, it's not unusual that the inexperienced ones become victims to the magical powers of the Star Strider, because the Star Strider always wanders between the worlds of the living and the dead, between night and day. Only a very few and trained hunters can separate the illusions from reality. Sadly, this is why it's very common that no one survives an unprepared encounter with a Star Strider, because before you know it, the mighty beast is standing right behind you and its razor-sharp teeth pierce your neck in just a matter of seconds. So this was a short intro to the myth of the Star Striders, and I really hope you guys enjoy the more story focused content in this video or in future videos compared to the more informational ones we did before. And I have to say sorry at this point as well because of the long wait for this video, but as you may have seen, the illustrations in this video are very complex compared to the previous ones. But we will do our best to keep up the frequency of videos in future, but we won't sacrifice any quality of the videos for more quantity. And I hope you all understand this and will still follow us on this, I hope, interesting journey. And as always, if you have any questions, feedback or critique, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to respond to every one of you, and I also love to chat with you guys on the Discord server that you can find in the video description down below. And if you haven't done already, make sure to subscribe as well, as we have a lot of stuff already in the making for this year. And yeah, I hope you have a great year and see you soon in the next video.